I'm going to take a little break from my book I was reading, and I'm going to read one of my poems. I did genealogy for over 20 years and have over 2,000 pages of history. And during the course, you talk to everybody and listen to the stories people tell them. So I decided to write a poem about the old people way back there. But anyway, I hope you enjoy it. The name of this poem is Geneaolgy, just simple as that. Dip into time's memory well and hear the stories they love to tell. We listen to each and every word, the funniest stories we've ever heard. They dipped their snuff and smoked their pipes and sat back in their tall, straight backs. They crossed their legs and waved their hands and told us how they got their land. They banked the fireplace every night and tucked the children in real tight and awakened to a frosty morn to milk and feed the cows some corn. On a cold and blistering winter day, and Ma needed something from the cellar, one time would be all she'd ask, and out the door skipped one young fellow. They chopped the wood and cleared the land, ate hearty meals from food they'd canned. Grandma always began to sing on her way to the bubbling spring. Evening time was pleasant still, with the sound of a far-off whippoorwill. On Sunday morning, in the pews they perched, Ma and Pa took 'em all to church. They never heard of Coca-Cola and listened to music on the old Victrola. A pie social was the big event. That's where all the pretty girls went, each carrying along her homemade pie, hoping the best-looking man would buy. Oh, they had lots of fun in the good old days, making a living 1,000 ways. Never had much money for store-bought stuff, perhaps a jar of liniment or a box of snuff. In all their hardships, trials, and errors, there was always time for fun and laughter. If we could go back 100 years and know what we know now, we would be the laughing stock for all the folks around. They'd turn those golf clubs into hoes and break that darn computer. They wouldn't allow electric in the house, and Nellie would do the commuting. What's the world coming to, they say, with all the fancy frills? Men running around with naked legs that can't even lift a homebrew keg. Because they lived in 1806, they liked what we now call sticks. Now we search, scan, copy, and screen, trying to figure out what it all means, when Ma, so quaint but oh so wise, wrote in books to our surprise. The dates, stories, and important events, God, don't we know it was time well spent. How did I ever get into this genealogy thing? It sapped my strength, I think I'm insane. Like a sponge, I'm soaking up data and more of my rich granddaddy and the one that was poor. Now as I compile this huge family tree, all have been since passed, it's now you and me. Whether it be Jonathan, Abraham, Mary, or Fred, we're all held together by a century-old thread. And the author of this poem is Susan Markle Wolf. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for your support.